Evening.
Hi, good evening, Tao. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. How are you today?
Hi, thank you. And you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good too, actually,
Okay.
although it's very hot here in the
Yes,
Philippines
the
because
same
it's
in
summer. It's
yes.
40 degrees Celsius,
Oh.
Tao. Yes. So that's why it's going to be very hot actually. If you were going to go outside during noontime, as if
Mm.
you're going to melt because of the hotness of the sun.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not good. It's not good the weather today here in the Philippines. That's why I do believe with the so-called climate change,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So there would
mm,
be a change of climate.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
So moving on now, Tao, I'm going to present a presentation to you.
Yes.
Just for a moment. Okay. Okay, so we are now in Unit 13, right?
Mm,
So last time we were able to um, answer the following in here, a crossword, okay, and we're able to fill in these particular letters in here, right? But
mm.
before that, let's try to have a review first, right? So when we are talking of this one, so what do we call this one, Tao?
Yes.
This is
Projector.
a projector. Very good. What about this one?
Uh, uh,
This is a note.
uh, Notepad.
Yes, a notepad. Okay. And what
Uh,
about number nine? This
for
is,
photocopy.
yes. So this one is a photocopier.
Number two.
Okay. Um,
No.
uh, I don't know. What do you call this
Flip.
one in Vietnam, Tao?
Yes.
What do you call this one in Vietnam? Is
For
it the same? You call this one as photocopier too?
yes. Photocopy.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
because I heard actually most of the Filipinos would say
Mm.
Xerox. Okay, Xerox.
Mm-hmm.
But actually Xerox is a company, not the okay, it's a brand maybe of a photocopier, but this is called as photocopy. Okay, so the proper term for this one is photocopier, not a Xerox machine. Sometimes
Mm.
they call this one a Xerox machine,
Oh.
but Xerox machine is not the correct one.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so tau. Okay, then what about number five? What do we call this one?
Fold.
Yeah, so this one is a file wherein you can be able to put your files in here, right? So there would be a lot of folders in there, so that would be a files. And what about number six?
Number six is notepad. Number six
Yeah,
is
it's a
notepad.
notepad. Yes, that's correct. Okay. So this one is a notepad. Okay, so I guess we're done with this one, Tao. Now let's move on for the listening part to organizing the training. So Brad is the team leader at the Vulcan Power Company in Sydney. So Raman works in Brad's team.
Mm.
Okay, so let's try to listen because Brad leaves Raman a voicemail message about organizing a training session. So listen to the message and tick the things in get ready, which he mentioned. So we will going to choose words from here how. So let's
Mm.
try to listen.
Mm.
Okay.
Recording 11.
Hi, Raman. It's Brad here. Look, I'm afraid I won't be in today. My son is a bit crook and he's off school, so I have to stay home to look after him. I'm really sorry to leave this message for you, but I've got to take my son to the doctor. Uh, do you remember the training session next week? You know, the one about the new computer system? I've organised the trainer, so there's no need to contact him, and I've booked the room. But there are a few other things that need doing. I need you to organise the projector that goes with a laptop. You can do that with reception. And you'll need to sort out lunch for about 10 people. Yes, that's right. There'll be 10 of us. Talk to Alison at reception. She'll know some good cafes we can order from. Oh, and stationery. Yes, I need you to make sure that everyone has a notepad and a pen and one of those, what do you call them? Sorry, I'm not thinking very clearly this morning. One of those really big things like a pad of paper for writing up notes. Flip charts. That's what we call them. Yeah, a flip chart would be really useful. One is enough, with some marker pens to write on it. Uh, really, really sorry to leave all these instructions for you on a phone message, Raymond, but I'm sure you'll know what to do. Might call you back to Savo and see how you've got on. Bye for now.
Okay, so we're done listening about that one, Tao. Now, what do you think would be the things that he mentioned in his voicemail? Okay, that he leaves to his his team. Okay, that's for Raman. So, what are the things? So he mentioned about
Laptop,
yes. So laptop. Okay, what else aside from laptop? He mentioned
projector,
about yes. He mentioned about the projector. What else?
flip chart,
Yes. So he mentioned about the flip chart.
markable,
Okay. And then he
markable.
mentioned okay, marker, right? He
Mm,
mentioned about the marker pen.
yes.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
marker pen and he
Five,
mentioned about note.
note paper, note,
Yes, a notepad, right? Yeah, he mentioned about a notepad and he mentioned in there that make sure everyone have or has a notepad. Okay? Okay, so that would be it. So that would be laptop, projector, flip chart, marker pen, and notepad. Now, okay, would you like to listen it again? Because Raman made some notes, but he got a few things wrong. Okay, so if you wanted to listen it again in order for us to correct his notes, so we can do that one. So there is one mistake in every sentence. So like for example, in letter A, Brad can come because he is ill. So
his
actually,
son, his
yes,
son.
actually he is not ill because it's his son. So we will going to correct the mistake. Okay? So would you like to listen it again, Tao?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's play it again.
Recording 11.
Hi, Raymond. It's Brad here. Look, I'm afraid I won't be in today. My son is a bit crook and he's off school, so I have to stay home to look after him. I'm really sorry to leave this message for you, but I've got to take my son to the doctor. Uh, do you remember the training session next week?
Okay. So do you remember the training session? Is it today?
No. Next
Okay,
week.
so that would be okay. So there would be a mistake, and the mistake would be not today, but that would be for next week. Okay, next, let's continue listening.
Mm,
You know, the one about the new computer system? I've organised the trainer, so there's no need to contact him, and I booked the room. But
Okay, so book the room. So what do you think would be the wrong one in here? What's the mistake? So the manager or Brad already booked the room. Okay, so we can say that the room okay is already booked.
mm,
Okay, so there's no need for Brad to book a room because it's already been booked. Okay, Okay, next, let's continue, Tao.
There are a few other things that need doing. I need you to organise the projector that goes with a laptop. You can do that with reception, and you'll
Okay, so talk to the trainer about the projector. So what do you think would be the word that got this wrong?
Not trainer, reception.
Yes, so according to Brad, okay, according to yes, Brad, Raman will going to talk to the reception, not a trainer. So reception. Okay, next, let's continue.
need to sort out lunch for about 10 people.
Okay, so how many people supposed to be?
10.
Yes, it's not 15, but
Yes.
it's 10 people. Okay, let's continue. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes, that's right. There'll be 10 of us. Talk to Alison at reception. She'll know some good cafes we can order from. Oh, and stationery. Yes, I need you to make sure that everyone has a notepad and a pen.
Okay, so give everyone. Okay, what do you think would be the
Notepad.
mistake? Okay, so instead of folder, we have to say give everyone a notepad and a pen. Okay, that's correct. And then the last one.
And one of those, what do you call them? Sorry, I'm not thinking very clearly this morning. One of those really big things like a pad of paper for writing up notes. Flip charts. That's what we call them. Yeah, a flip chart would be really useful. One is enough, with some marker pens to write on it. Uh, really, really sorry to leave all these instructions for you on a phone message, Raymond, but I'm sure you'll.
Okay, so I guess you can be able to answer this one now, Tao. So get,
Uh,
okay, so not several, but instead of the word several, that would be flip charts. Okay? Okay, so these are now the instructions of Brad to Raman. Okay, who is Raman again, Tao? So Raman is working
Raman is working writing.
in Brad's team. Very good. Now, did you know, Tao, that in this unit, there are examples of Australian English? Okay, and what are those? Okay, we have to say that Brad says crook and this arvo. So crook means sick or unwell. Okay, and the words this arvo means this afternoon. Okay, that's why we can hear Brad saying that my son is crook. So that means his son is sick or unwell. And then, according to him, this arvo, that means this afternoon. Okay, Tao. So we have new words, okay, that we had learned that the word crook, this arvo are Australian English. Okay? Okay. And in listening C, you will hear someone would say G-Day, okay, and Biot. So what is G-Day? So G-Day means short for hello, okay, or good day. Okay, that's why we can say we can see it in here that the G in there would be stands for good and then day. Okay, or also we can say also that G day to you, that means hello, something like that. Okay, and the word beyot means beautiful. Okay, or great or fantastic. Okay, Tao. So you have to remember this one. Add
Yes.
this one to your vocabulary. You can use this one to your office mate maybe. In greeting them, you have to say, "Oh, G Day to everyone," right? Oh, you can
Yes.
greet them like that, okay? And explain them, "Oh, what's G Day?" That means good day, okay? Or, "Oh, you are so beyond." Okay? So you are so beyond. That means you are so beautiful. Okay? Okay, so moving on now, Tao. Do you have any questions so far with this?
No, no more.
No more. Okay, so let's move on now in letter B. Okay, asking people to do things. Now, look and how Brad asked Raman to do things. Can you please read the expressions in here, Tao?
I need you to organize the projector.
Okay,
You need to sort out lunch.
okay. So, is Brad polite or direct when he asks Raman to do things?
Hmm?
I'll is Brad polite? Okay. Is Brad polite
Ah,
or direct when he asks Raman to do things?
I think direct
Okay. Why is it direct? Actually, that would be correct. So why is it direct? How? Okay, because he used I need you to, you'll need to, right? I'll need you to, or you'll need to. Okay? And these particular words don't use polite expressions. So when during our previous lessons, Tao, how are we going to say in polite? Let's say, for example, if you are requesting for something, how are you going to say that politely?
Oh, I would
Remember the
like
words,
I
yes.
I would like to meet you.
Yes. Would it be right? So these are the expressions. Would it be possible,
Mm,
right? How or
mm,
um I would like you to. Okay,
mm,
so those are more polite compared to the words I need you to, because these words are more direct.
mm.
Okay. Okay. Now, question number two, Tao. Could Raman ask Brad to do things using I need you to and you'll need to? What do you think?
I think don't know
Okay, why is it no?
because Brad is working because because Raman is a team leader.
Yes, okay. So maybe he
Mm,
just used and let's try also to take or consider the situation of Brad, right?
mm, mm.
Okay, during that time because
All
his
right.
son is
Mm,
ill, right? So therefore
mm,
maybe he's not in a good condition, okay, to think of something, right? That's
mm.
why he cannot be able to pronounce the flip chart,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have to consider also the situation of Brad during that time. So the answer is no, because it is not a good idea. And Brad is the manager, so he uses direct language with the people who work for him. Okay, but do you think as a manager, you will going to use all of these things? Or you will going to use these expressions as a manager, Tao?
Mm.
What do you think? You as based on your experience, would it be okay that you will going to use direct direction instead?
Just just
Ye-
only for my staff.
Yes, okay. It's okay. It's okay because yeah, that's your stuff, okay? But if you are going to ask for a let's say for example for a favor to other staff, okay, that
Mm-mm.
is not working with you, so
Mm-mm.
you have to use polite expression,
Yes. Yes.
okay? Yeah, so that would be very normal, okay? So I think it's normal that you can be able to use a direct direction or instruction because, okay, Raman is working with Brad. Okay? Okay. Now, let's move on to the second one. Look at the expressions below, Tao. Pick the ones Raman could use to ask Brad to do things. Okay? What would be that one? Okay. What are the expressions that Raman used to ask Brad to do things? Okay, number one, he also used the word could
Yes.
you, right?
Yes.
Okay, could you. Aside from that, okay, he also mentioned about would you be able to, right, Tao?
Yes.
Okay, and do you think you could? Okay, so these are the ones that Raman could use to ask Brad to do things. Okay, Tao?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, now for the speak up activity in here,
Mm.
you are organizing a training session. So ask Maurice, a team member, to help you. So use the polite expressions from speaking strategy to ask Maurice to organize the things below. Okay? So what are the polite expressions now? Okay,
Mm.
remember? Could you? Would
Mm.
you be able to? Do you think you could? Why these three expressions would be polite?
Mm.
Why are these polite, Tao?
Yes. Yes.
Because, okay, it's not direct, right? Not unlike
Mm.
when you say, I want you. The one that we had an example in here, right? I need you. I want you to, okay, or make sure you will going to prepare the following. So you are too bossy if you were going to use this one, right? So instead, you have to use the polite expressions. So what are those? Could you? Would you be able to? Do you think you could? Now, so we will going to use that one also in here, Tao. Like, for example, could you order a taxi? Okay. Okay, what else aside from that, Tao?
Would you be able to buy some pen?
Yes. Okay, so could you be able to buy some pens?
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Next. What about
Could
in letter C?
could you order some flour?
Okay. So could you order, okay, some flowers? Okay. Next.
Mm. Do you think you could send an email?
Okay. Could you think, could you think you could send me
Mm.
an email?
Mm.
Okay. That's also correct. Okay, could you be able, okay, to order some flowers? Okay, next, what about letter E?
Mm. Could you book a hotel room?
Yes, so could you book a hotel room?
Mm.
Okay, that's correct. And then,
Do you think you could organize the morning tea?
okay, could you think, okay, you can organize a morning
Mm.
morning tea.
Mm.
Okay. And the last but not the least,
Uh, could you get the laptop?
okay. So could you get the laptop? Okay. So this would be correct, Tao. Okay. Now let's try to speak this one. Let's try to practice this one, Tao.
Mm.
Okay. Starting from the
Mm.
letter A,
Yes. Could you order a taxi?
correct?
Could you be able to buy some pens?
Correct.
Could you be able to order some flour?
Very good.
Could you think you could send me an email?
That's correct.
Could you book a hotel room?
Okay.
Could you think you can organize a morning tea?
Very good.
Could
And
you get the laptop?
yes, very
Mm,
good.
mm,
Okay.
mm, mm,
So these are actually there are ways on how to say them, Tam, right?
mm, mm,
Okay, whether you can use could you or would
mm,
you, okay, or do
do
you
you
think?
think?
Yes,
Yes.
so you can be able to use them also instead of could you, okay?
Mm,
Okay, now learning tip in here, Tao.
yes.
Thing means the same as object. Oh, we have to take note of this one, Tao. That if we are talking about thing, that is also considered to be an object. Okay? So in the example in focus on for materials, liquids, or groups of objects, we use stuff.
Mm,
Okay? Like, for example, some stuff for cleaning the whiteboard. So we will not going to say some objects, right? But
mm,
instead, we will going to say stuff because the word stuff can be a materials,
mm,
okay, a liquids, or a groups of objects.
mm,
Okay? Okay. But if you're talking about thing or object, okay, so these are examples. Okay, as the same as or thing is the same as an object.
mm,
Okay, Tao?
yeah.
Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, for the focus on when you don't know the right word. So looked at how Brad explained a word he can't remember.
Mm,
Okay? He
mm,
said, and one of those, what do you call them? You know, one of those really big things, like a pad of paper for writing up notes,
mm,
flip charts. Okay,
mm.
now question. What expression does Brad use to show he is not sure of a word?
Uh,
On the one of those, what do you
one of
call them?
those. Yes.
You know, one of those really big things like a pad of paper for writing up notes, flip charts. Okay, so what do you think would be the expression does he use to show he is not sure of a word?
One of those.
It's there. Okay, about what?
Do you call them?
Yes, what
Mm,
do you what do you call them? Okay, so this is the expression that Brad used, okay, to show he is not sure of a word. Okay, next, what word means object? Okay, we did that one, right?
mm,
So that would be, okay, things, right, Tao? So objects mean it's a
mm,
thing, okay? Now, underline the words which say what we do with the flip chart. Okay, in this particular expression,
mm.
like a pad of paper for writing up notes, flip
Yes.
charts. Okay,
Mm,
so um, he cannot remember what is a flip chart, so he used a different word in order to describe a flip chart. And what do you
mm,
think would be that one?
mm.
And that is a flip chart is for writing
Writing
up
up. Oh.
notes, okay? Because he cannot be able to he cannot be able to say the name flip charts. So he just okay say it in a different way. So that would be writing up notes.
Mm,
Okay, Tao? Okay,
yes.
next. What word compares the flip chart to a similar object? Similar object. So what word? Only one word, Tao, that
Paper, a
we
paper,
compare. Mhm. Only one
beating.
word that we compare to a similar. That means same, similar object. So that would be, okay, that would be the word like. Okay, so the word
Mm,
like is the word that is similar. Okay, that is compared to a similar object.
mm,
Okay, Tao.
yes.
Okay, now for number 4, explain the objects in the pictures below. Use the expressions from focus on to help you.
Mm,
Okay, expressions in here, right? Okay. So, like for example, you say a thing like a big camera for showing pictures and photos on a big screen.
mm.
Okay. So, this is for letter A. So, what about for letter B?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, this one, a thing.
I
You may
use it
start,
or
yeah.
usually use it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
So,
stapler. Okay, that's a stapler. So you are going
ah,
to say a thing.
mm,
Okay, that a thing like, okay, a thing for, no, a thing for attaching, right?
mm,
Attaching pieces of papers. Okay, or paper. Okay. And what is that? So that is a stapler. Okay, so this is how we are going to explain the object because this particular stapler is a thing or an object. So on how are you going to describe them? So you are going to say a thing for attaching pieces of paper because if you will going to stapler them, you can be able to attach them together. Right, Tao? Okay, what about this one? Okay, in letter C. In letter C, rather, sorry. Letter C.
what is it?
Okay, this
Mm,
one. What
uh,
is this? So this is,
mm,
okay, this is used in a printer, right? Okay, so when we are going to we
ink,
put,
inks.
yes, that's an ink, okay?
Uh, uh,
And an ink, then this is a compartment of an ink. So how do we say that? So a plastic thing. So we can say a plastic thing full of ink, right? How? Full of ink you put in a
printing, printing machine.
printer, okay, in a printer or a printing machine, okay, it can also be that, okay, or a printing machine, okay. So a plastic thing full of ink you put in a printer or also a printing machine. And what do we call this? And that is printer cartridge.
Oh,
Right? Now,
got
so this one is a
yes, yes,
printer
yes.
cartridge. Okay? Okay, next. What about in letter D? Let's try. Okay, this one. We use this one. So what do we call this?
What
Some
is it?
white. Okay.
Some
Some white
white liquid.
liquid. Yes,
Yes.
some white. Okay.
Oh.
And instead of saying liquid, we can also say some white stuff.
Mm.
Yes, stuff. Okay. For, so what's the use of that? For correcting,
Mm.
correcting mistakes. Okay. And we call this one tau as correction fluid.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is a correction fluid. So some white stuff for correcting mistakes, or we can also say some white liquid for correcting mistakes. So can also be that one. Okay, that.
Mm.
Okay, next. What about letter E?
I don't know. I don't know this.
Okay, so letter E, that would be, okay. So letter E, a thing for making a hole, right? So a
Mm.
thing for making small holes in a
Mm.
paper so you can put the paper in a folder. And what do we call this? It's a hole punch.
Mm.
Okay, it's a puncher actually. Okay, so we have to write that down. So a thing for making small holes in a paper so can you can put the paper
Mm.
in a folder. Okay. And we call this one as puncher.
Mm.
Puncher. Okay. So that would be it. Now letter F. This is also a stop. So for some stop for sticking. Okay, because this one is a glue, right? So some stuff for sticking, okay, paper together.
Mm.
Okay, so this is a glue. Okay, and then the last one, this is also a stuff, right? So some stuff for clearing a whiteboard.
Mm.
Clearing a whiteboard. So this is what we call whiteboard cleaner. Whiteboard cleaner. Okay? Okay, so we already identified these things. So now again, in explaining the objects, we can use the word staff or we can also use object or a thing. Okay? So a staff can be in a form of liquid. Like for example, Tao, look at this one, right? So this one is a thing. We use thing because this one is not a liquid, right, Tao? So therefore we have to say a thing like a big camera for showing pictures and photos on a big screen.
Mm.
So this is not a liquid, so therefore we have to use thing. Okay. The second one, it's not a liquid also. That's why we have to use thing. The third one, it's also a plastic. That's why it's a thing. But look at letter D. We use some we use some because we're talking of a stuff. A stuff because a stuff can be a liquid. Okay, same with this one. So staff also because this one is a glue. This one also, okay, a staff because we use something a liquid, right? In order to clean the
White ball.
whiteboard. Okay, so this is a whiteboard cleaner. That's why we use a staff, okay, instead of a thing. But look at this. We use thing because this is a thing. This is not a liquid because this is a puncher. Okay, Tao? Okay, so that will be it. Do you have any questions so far with this, Tao? No more? Okay, let's proceed to, okay, listening activity. Okay, so choosing lunch. So for audio number 12, Raman talks to Allison, the receptionist at the Vulcan Power Company. So about the training session. So listen to their conversation. What does Raman do? So take A, B, or C. Let's try to listen.
Recording 12.
Hello, Alison.
G'day, Raman.
You know how Brad has asked me to order lunch for our training session next week?
Yeah, how's it going?
Well, I have two prices for the lunch and I'm not sure which one to choose.
Okay.
So the first one is from the Tasman Cafe. It's more expensive, $300 just for the food. And the delivery is an extra $10, but I could go and get it myself.
They're just in the high street, aren't they?
That's right. And the other price is from the lunchbox. Do you know them?
They're a bit further out of town, aren't they, in the shopping mall? They're quite good.
Okay, so which cafe do people normally use?
Well, it sort of depends on who is coming to the lunch. This is just for the training, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay. Well, I'd probably use the lunchbox then.
All right. Why?
I mean, if the lunch is for managers, then you'll probably use the Tasman Cafe.
Well, the lunchbox is $250, so it's definitely cheaper.
I mean, the food from the Tasman Cafe is probably nicer. What's the difference in the type of food?
Well, the Tasman Cafe has gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches. So, the food will probably taste better from the Tasman Cafe. And also, you get sushi. You get much more variety. But the lunchbox is cheaper. Mind you, with the lunchbox, we have to pay delivery, and that's $20. Their delivery charge is more expensive. So that makes it a total of $270.
What's the total for the Tasman Cafe then?
Well, if I go and pick up the lunch, it's $300. So it's only a difference of $30.
That's not bad. It's much nicer food for the money.
Let's order from the Tasman Cafe then.
Yeah, beaut.
Okay. So what do you think would be the conversation between Raman and the receptionists? Is it all about giving instructions, explain a decision, or ask for help making a choice?
I have a little bit confused between letter B or C.
Okay, so you're,
Mm-mm.
you're confused whether it's B or C. Actually, the correct answer is letter C. Why? Because Raman went to Allison because he wanted to ask for help making a choice. That's why we have here a table that we need to fill in, right? All about the informations that they will going to have and help them to decide what cafe or what particular what is one particular restaurant maybe or a cafe, right? They will going to order, right, Tao? Okay, so let's try to listen again, okay, and take note, okay? Look at this one. There are two cafes and a restaurant maybe. So the Tasman Cafe, the lunch box. So the delivery charge for Tasman is $10. And for the lunch box, that would be $20. Question, where cafe is? Okay, so where is cafe? Right? So we're talking about the cafe. And where is the lunch box? So we will going to identify them. And then what type of food that this Tasman Cafe is offering. So aside from gourmet sandwiches, okay, the lunchbox offer normal sandwiches, okay? And then how much would be the total price of this one? Okay, so let's try to listen again, Tao.
Recording 12.
Hello, Alison.
G'day, Raman.
You know how Brad has asked me to order lunch for our training session next week?
Yeah, how's it going?
Well, I have two prices for the lunch and I'm not sure which one to choose.
Okay.
So the first one is from the Tasman Cafe. It's more expensive, $300 just for the food, and the delivery is an extra $10, but I could go and get it myself.
They're just in the high street, aren't they?
That's right. And
Okay, so where's the cafe located? So that is in the near High Street, right? So the Tasman Cafe is near, okay, High Street. Okay, let's continue listening.
the other price is from the lunchbox. Do you know them?
They're a bit further out of town, aren't they, in the shopping mall? They're quite good.
Okay, so where is the lunchbox located?
In a shopping mall.
Yes, so in the shopping mall. Okay, let's continue listening, Tao.
Okay, so which cafe do people normally use?
Well, it sort of depends on who is coming to the lunch. This is just for the training, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay. Well, I'd probably use the lunchbox then.
All right. Why?
Um, I mean, if the lunch is for managers, then you'll probably use the Tasman Cafe.
Well, the lunchbox is $250, so it's definitely cheaper.
I mean, the food from the Tasman Cafe is probably nicer. What's the difference in the type of food?
Well, the Tasman Cafe has gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches. So, the food will probably taste better from the Tasman Cafe. And also, you get sushi.
Okay, so additional that they can be able to get from Tasman Cafe would be a sushi. Yes, so a sushi aside from the gourmet sandwiches that they have. But in the lunchbox, it's just only the normal sandwiches they can be able to get. Okay, let's continue listening,
You get much more
Tao.
variety, but the lunchbox is cheaper. Mind you, with the lunchbox, we have to pay delivery, and that's $20. Their delivery charge is more expensive, so that makes it a total of $270.
What's the total for the Tasman Cafe then?
Well, if I go and pick up the lunch, it's $300. So it's only a difference of $30.
That's not bad. It's much nicer food for the money.
Let's order from the Tasman Cafe then.
Yeah, beaut.
Okay. Oh, look at this one. Wow. So the delivery charge for Tasman Cafe is $10. So the food, okay, the total for of their food is 300. So plus that $10 delivery, so with a total of 310, right? But if the Raman will going to pick up, okay, so it's just only 300, right? Okay, so if he were going to pick up the food in that particular cafe, okay, but what about in the lunch box? So in the lunch box, it's okay. They have 270 total all in all. Okay, so $270. So it's going to be $30 difference. And if they were going to decide to order in the Tasman Cafe, they can get sushi, right? Okay, so they decided to take the Tasman Cafe instead of the lunchbox. Okay, Tao?
Yes.
Okay, now moving on. So choosing a lunch. So for the speaking strategy, comparing things, look and how Raman and Allison compared the two cafes and underline the language that they use to make comparisons. So the first one has been done for us. Okay, Allison, according to Allison, I mean the food from the Tasman Cafe is probably nicer. Okay, so the language that Allison used would be probably nicer. Okay, what about according to Raman? What do you think? So, well, the Tasman Cafe has gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches.
Not just.
Yes, so the word is not just. So he used this particular language to make comparison. Okay? Next. So, the food will probably taste better from the Tasman Cafe.
Better.
It's better. Very good. That's correct. Then, what about you get much more variety?
More.
Okay, so the word more, variety, and then, but the lunchbox is cheaper.
Cheaper.
Okay, so the word cheaper. Okay, sorry. And their delivery charge is more expensive.
More. More.
It's more expensive. Okay, so these are now the words tao, okay, or the language that they use to make comparison. So why do you think would be these words to make comparisons, tao? So when we are talking about comparisons, that means we are comparing, right? We compare. So comparing one thing, okay, from the other thing. So in order for us to compare, we have to use, okay, we have to use probably, okay, probably, okay, nicer.
Mm.
Okay, we can also say why? Because when we say, yeah, maybe it's probably nicer compared to the other, right? Okay, and then we can also say not just, okay, not just what? Not just an ordinary sandwich, maybe, or not just an ordinary lunch they are serving, right? Then we can also say we can the word better. So maybe the food is better compared to the other, right? Then we can also say, oh, we can also make more variety. So we can choose more variety from from the food that they are serving. And we can also say, okay, this one is more cheaper compared to the other one. Okay, so the following words are comparing. Okay, Tao?
Yes.
Okay, next. Sound smart. Sentence stress when comparing things. Let's try to listen to the sentence below. Okay, underline the two words which have the strongest stress. Okay, let's try to listen, Tao.
Recording 13.
The Tasman Cafe has gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches.
Okay, so that Dasman Cafe has a gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches. So what do you think would be the stress? So the stress is at,
Ordinary.
okay, ordinary and gourmet.
Gourmet.
Okay,
Uh,
so the Tasman Cafe has gourmet sandwiches, not just ordinary sandwiches. Okay. Okay, now let's try to listen to audio number 14 and repeat the sentences. Use the words below to help you. Let's try.
Recording 14.
A. There's vegetarian sushi, not just ordinary sushi.
Okay, so this vegetarian sushi, not just an ordinary sushi. Can you say that one, Tao?
uh, the
This vegetarian sushi,
this vegetarian sushi
sushi is
not
not
is not
just.
just ordinary sushi.
Yes. Okay. So this vegetarian sushi is not just ordinary sushi. Okay. Next, let's proceed.
B.
We can get hot savouries, not just cold savouries.
Okay. We can get hot savories, not just cold savories.
We can have savory, not just
Cold
cold
savories.
savory.
Yes. So we
Savory.
can get hot savories, not just
Has
cold savories.
savory.
Okay, next, let's try to listen to letter C.
C. They have chocolate cake, not just orange cake.
Okay, so they have chocolate cake, not just an orange cake.
They have a chocolate cake, not just orange cake.
Orange cake. Okay, good.
Orange cake.
Next.
D.
They sell fresh coffee, not just instant coffee.
Okay, they serve fresh coffee, not just an instant coffee.
They serve fresh coffee, not just instant coffee.
Okay, now look at this one. They emphasize the word vegetarian,
The
ordinary,
first one.
hat. Yes, so the
So,
first one actually, okay? Why? Because these are the things that you can be able to remember, right? When you are ordering a sushi, what kind of sushi? It's vegetarian, ordinary, right? What kind of savories? It's going to be hot or cold. Okay? What kind of cake? It's going to be chocolate or an orange cake. What kind of coffee? It's going to be fresh or an instant coffee. Okay, so therefore, the stress would be at the beginning. Okay, Tao?
okay.
Okay, now moving on.
Yes.
Do you have any questions so
No,
far? No
no.
more. Okay. Now, for the speak up activity, Raman is organizing a lunch for a conference. He asks you for your opinion about the food he should order. Read the questions below and listen. Let's try to listen first.
Recording 15.
Hi there. I'm ordering food for the conference. Can I ask you some questions?
Yes, of course.
Do you prefer hot or cold food?
I think cold food is easier.
Okay, and what about drinks? Do you prefer hot or cold?
Hot drinks are better.
I'm trying to decide between a buffet or a sit down meal. What do you think?
A buffet is more convenient.
And should I order fruit or cake for dessert?
I think fruit is healthier.
Okay. So how are you going to answer this one? So
Yes.
this one is given, Tao. Now,
Yes.
let's try this one. Hi there. I'm ordering food for the conference. Can I ask you some questions? So you are going to say yes, of course. What about the second one? Do you prefer hot or cold food?
Cold food is easier.
Okay. So you may say I think.
Uh, I think
Okay, cold food is easier. Okay, that's correct. And then, okay. And what about drinks? Do you prefer hot or cold?
I prefer hot drink. I think hot drink is better.
Okay, so you may say, I think hot drinks, okay, are better. Okay, or you can also say, aside from I think hot drinks are better, you can say hot drinks are better. Okay, you can also say that. Next, I'm trying to decide between a buffet or a sit down meal. What do you think?
I think buffet is more convenient.
Okay, so you may say, I think buffet is more convenient. Okay. Or you can also say a buffet is more convenient. Okay. Next. And should I order fruit um, or cake for dessert?
I think fruit is healthier.
Yes. So I think fruit is healthy here. Okay. I think fruit is healthier. Okay. Good
Mm,
job, Tao, right?
yes.
Okay, so on our next meeting together, Tao,
Mm,
we will going to speak this one. Okay, we're going to practice speaking all of this together with the question and answer portion.
mm,
Okay, Sal? So do you have
yes.
any questions so far?
No.
No more. So thank you so much for your
Okay,
time.
thank
We'll see each
you.
other again. Bye bye. Good night.
Okay, bye bye. See
Bye
you.
bye.